Good morning, students. Welcome back to another session of Software Architecture and Design Patterns, that is SADP. In this session, I will be explaining Chapter 2, the concepts in Chapter 2, and this is my class 3. In chapter 2, we will be having the following concepts, that is quality attributes, achieving qualities, architectural styles and patterns, designing the architecture, documenting software architectures, reconstructing software architectures. In this session, we will discuss about quality attributes and achieving qualities. First, coming to quality attributes. Now, what is an attribute? An attribute is nothing but the characteristics or properties of any entity. This entity can be any real world item, maybe a person, maybe a place, maybe a thing, or any component or module in the system. That is, here we will be discussing about the attributes in system development, system design, implementation, and deployment, and the importance of these attributes in the entire design process of a system. Here, satisfactory results are a matter of getting the big picture as well as the details correct. That is, if we want correct result or a satisfactory result, then we should have a detailed idea. That is, a big picture means nothing but a detailed idea of the architecture as well as the implementation, how it should be implemented, how it is, internal structures and everything to get a good result or correct or neat project done efficiently. We should have a detailed idea of the architecture as well as the implementation details. For this, we need to have a detailed idea about the architecture and quality attributes and system quality attributes. First, coming to architecture and quality attributes. As stated here, architecture by itself is unable to achieve qualities. It just provides the foundation for achieving qualities. But this foundation will be to no avail if attention is not paid to the details. That is, architecture provides the basics, that is, it provides the foundation for achieving the qualities, but if correct idea is not known about the internal structure or about the architecture or about the details of the system being developed, then this architecture will not be of any use. Here, as stated, this architecture is a foundation for achieving quality. As stated here, architecture is critical to the realization of many qualities of interest in a system. That is, as stated here, architecture is critical to the realization of many qualities of a system. That is, architecture forms the foundation or basis for identifying or for realization of many attributes or many qualities of attributes in a system, and these qualities should be designed in and can be evaluated at the architecture level. That is, in the architecture level only these qualities should be identified and properly designed and evaluated also. Next, let us begin our tour of quality attributes. For this, we will examine the following three classes. One is qualities of the system. In this, we will focus on availability, modification, performance, security, testability, and usability. I will be giving us brief idea about what is availability, what is modifiability, what is performance, what is security, testability, and usability. Availability is nothing but it can be stated as the available resources or available environment or operating systems or databases or application servers, everything. Available resources it can be stated. Then coming to modificability, that is the number of modules that are affected by any change or that to be modified or changed. Modification, as the word means changing. Here it means that changing some of the factors or some of the items in a system. Next, performance. Performance is mainly affected by the above things, that is based on the availability and modificability. If the resources are not available, then the performance may degrade. If the modifications, that is if the product has been developed and if it has to be modified and it is not modified till now, then it also may degrade the performance. Performance is affected by every aspect, that is it may be affected by availability, modificability, testability, security, and everything. Now coming to security. Security is nothing but, as the name says, that allowing the authenticated users or authenticated persons to log in or authenticated persons to use any resource, everything comes under security. Next, testability. As the name says, testability is nothing but testing a product or testing a system for errors. As we have already seen in software engineering, testability or testing means nothing but checking a software or product for identification of bugs or errors so that they can be modified. That is the testability. And usability. In this usability, that is we are designing a product and we are giving it to the stakeholders or the clients, and we are they are using it, whether it is serving their purpose or not, whether it is useful to them or not, everything comes under the this name. Okay. Next, business quality. This business quality also are that are affected by architecture. That means the architecture we are going to design or architecture we are defining will impact the business quality. Next, qualities such as conceptual integrity. Here they are that are about the architecture itself, although they indirectly affect other qualities such as modificability. This conceptual integrity and everything comes in DBMS, that is database management system, where queries have to be modified or where the data have to be modified and where integrity among the data have to be maintained, integrity about among the tables have to be maintained. Such if one table is modified, it may impact the other and it may collapse the whole system. So this conceptual integrity, qualities such as conceptual integrity also plays an important role. Next, system quality attributes. A quality attribute scenario is a quality attribute specific requirement. As stated here, it says specific requirements. Requirements are nothing but the things that a system should perform, or the stakeholders will say or define us or tell us some requirements. As they say here, it is also a quality attribute. Scenario is a quality attribute specific requirement. It consists of source of stimulus, environment, artifacts and response. Coming to the factors. First one is source of stimulus. This is nothing but some entity. Some entity means some human. It may be some humans or some things or some computer systems or some persons who are generating the stimulus. That is the condition. Generating that condition. Here as stated, this is some entity which generates that situation. Next, stimulus. The stimulus is a condition that needs to be considered when it arrives at a system. That here they have stated that the stimulus is nothing but a situation or a condition that may arrive in a system, and we have to handle it as it arrives. Next, environment. The stimulus occurs within certain conditions. The system may be in an overloaded condition or may be running within the stimulus occurs, or some other condition may be true. Environment is nothing but the system is facing some problem, that is it is overloaded problem or some conditions are not working or like that, but we have to handle such situations. Next, artifacts. Some artifact is stimulated. This may be the whole system or some pieces of response. Next, response. The response is the activity undertaken after the arrival of stimulus. This means that in a system, some unexpected condition or unexpected situation or unexpected error may occur, that is overloading or some other problem. It may be caused due to some person or computer or some. This have to be handled and a proper response or proper action have to be taken. These five concepts are interlinked, and these five concepts form the system quality attributes, that is source of stimulus, environment, artifacts and responses. Here in short we can say one thing, that in a system any unusual condition or unexpected condition may occur and it have to be handled. That is, this condition may be due to some humans or computer system, but it have to be handled and correct action have to be taken in response, so that it is not impacted and the system performs properly and in a regular fashion. Next, achieving qualities. This depends upon the following. Here we are explaining the concept of tactics, and in this tactics we will be explaining availability tactics, modifiability tactics, performance tactics, security tactics, testability tactics and usability tactics. Now, introduction to tactics. What is a tactics? Tactics is nothing but an idea or decision or technique. As you know, in real world also we say we are using the following tactics. That is, it may be a technique or idea or a decision. Here also a tactics is a design decision. A tactics is a design decision. that influence the control of a quality attribute response. A system design consists of a collection of decisions, and some of these decisions help control the quality attribute responses. Others ensure achievement of system functionality. As we have stated here tactics is nothing but an idea or technique that is useful or that is important for designing a system. Here they also stated that a system design consists of a collection of decisions. That is, as we know, a system design has contains a number of ideas or techniques or decisions. These decisions help to control the quality attributes responses. That is, if we design or if we implement correct ideas or correct decisions or nice or neat techniques in design in architecture phase, then we get a good uh, software or product. When we come to implementation also, this plays tactics or decisions plays an important role. These also affect the system functionality. That is, these tactics or decisions also have a great impact on system design as well as system functionality. See here, tactics are intended to control responses to stimuli. Stimulus is nothing but a situation. It can be an unconditional, unexpected error or something, and these are tactics to control responses. And response is nothing but we are handling that situation and we are providing an correct decision or correct what to say correct idea for that or solution for that problem. Here in this we will see that in this diagram we are seeing that unconditional or unexpected error has occurred, and here in this control responses tactics to control responses, the correct tactics or ideas will be implemented and we will get a correct response. Means we will give a correct or we will handle that error or unconditions, that is overloaded condition or any condition that are caused by humans or computer, and give the correct result or solve that situation. Next, coming to availability tactics. The main goal of availability tactics. Here, the goals or the idea of this is tactics used so that the effects of using a particular one can be considered during design and evaluation. Many of the tactics we discuss are available with standard execution environments such as operating systems, application servers, and database management systems. All approaches to maintaining availability involve some type of redundancies, some type of health monitoring to detect a failure, and some type of recovery when a failure is detected. In this availability tactics, everything is clear. That is, the main aim of this availability tactics is to handle or to implement a correct idea or implement a correct procedure when a situation occurs. That is, during any health, if any failure occurs during the health monitoring system, or, or to recover any database, or to make the resources or any product available during any type of urgency or requirement. Here it is stated that only when we implement correct decisions or tactics only we can manage any resource, and we can make the available we can grant resources and everything. That is, as we have said, in this availability tactics, in a DBMS, we should be able to provide correct and redundant and correct data to the users when they demand. This can also be, this should be provided to user, and this is also a fact in availability tactics. See this diagram, the goal of availability tactics. In this, a fault is identified, and in this, see the tactics to control availability detects the fault, recovery, preparation and repair, recovery, reintroduction and prevention. See, when a fault occurs, or if a fault occurs, or what have to be done, the fault have to be, whatever can be done in this availability phase is fault detection, fault repairing, preparing for the fault recovery, and fault reintroduction of recovery into it, and prevention. First, if and these fault masked or fault repaired, everything will be discussed in availability tactics. That is, to recover from a fault, to repair a fault, to prevent, to detect, everything will be done in this availability tactics. Then coming to modificability tactics, one set has its goal reducing the number of modules that are directly affected by a change. A second set has as its goal limiting modification to localized modules. A third set of tactics has a goal controlling deployment time and cost. As here, modification means nothing but if an error occurs or if any situation occurs and the system is not performing according to the requirement, we have to modify some modules or some items or some other resources in a system. Such modifications or decisions to modify such systems, the whole system or the module of a system or internally small part of a system, will be done in this modificability tactics. It can be limited to a local data or a big module or a big whole data, or a whole system can be modified. Next, see, changes arrive. Tactics to control modificability, and changes are made, tested and deployed within budget and time. Here a change has to be made. So some system is not working properly and the person told that it is not working. So we have to implement some modificability tactics in this one, and then after that applying these ideas or techniques, we have made the changes in the budget, and we are making the module modifications, everything that are required in that module, and then we are giving it to the client. Changes are made, tested and deployed within the budget and time, that is within the cost and within the given time. Next, coming to performance tactics. The goal of performance tactics is to generate a response to an event arriving at the system within some time constraint. Performance is nothing but the result. If the result should be generated in 1 second, then we should keep some constraints on it, and we should monitor that the event or the action is done in that appropriate time and within the time constraints. The event can be single or a stream and is the trigger for a result request to perform computation. It can be the arrival of a message, the expiration of a time interval, the detection of a significant change of state in the system's environment, and the system processes the event and generates a response. For this I need to explain, I need to give an example of a OTP. When we do any online transaction, an OTP will be sent to our mobile numbers. So whenever the transaction is initiated, the OTP will be sent to our mobile number. That is, whenever I initiate an online transaction, that is, I want an online transaction, an OTP should be sent to me. That means that event should occur, and the constraint is it will expire. The OTP time will expire in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. That is the constraint. It will be useful. It will be useful only for 10 minutes duration. After that, it will not be valid. That is, if I request for an online transaction and if I'm not getting an OTP, or if I'm able to use the OTP after half an hour or 1 hour, then what is the use of that, use of a system we are designing? So the system we design should be in such a way that it should follow some constraints and it should give some high performance. That is, the event should happen at that minute second, means it should happen. That is, when I want the message, I initiate an online transaction, the OTP should be sent, and if that is sent, and it should have an expiration, and if it should expire, it should not be able to use it. Anyone should not be able to use my OTP. Like that it should be. This this is about performance tactics. Now, goal of performance tactics. See, event arrives. Event arrives. Tactics to control performance and response generated within the time constraint. As I have told you, I have initiated an online transaction. That means it event arrives. And the tactics to control performance means whatever resources I want, resource demand, resource management, resource attribution means scheduling privacy or scheduling policies, whatever are done there have to be done, and the response, that is OTP, has to be sent to me, and within the time constraint, within a seconds it have to be sent to me, and within the constraints I should be able to use. So for this, if any resources I need, it should provide the resources. If any scheduling algorithms, as you know, in operating system you will be studying resource allocation algorithms or scheduling algorithms. So if any algorithms have to be used, we should that it should be implemented. For increasing the performance of a system, the best tactics or best decisions or best ideas should be implemented. Performance plays a major role in the design of a system. That is, if I am designing a system and it should work in 5 minutes, but it is taking half an hour or 1 hour, then the performance is degraded. No one will be using it. No one will be in a position to use that system, since it is prolonging, or since it is taking long amount of time or consuming more net internet or like that. Next, community security tactics. What do you mean by security? Security is nothing but it should not be hacked. It should not be the data or the system or anything should not be hacked. It should not be attacked, or no one should see my data. For this I should provide what different tactics, that is different techniques or different constraint. That is, authorized persons should only log in. He should have his password. For example, I am logging into my Gmail account, or I am opening some account, that is a bank transaction accounts, like that. For this I will need an user ID and password. If both the user ID and password match only, then only I can log in into the system. That means only authorized persons, those who have the rights to enter that page, those who have the rights to view that page only should view it. This is nothing but the security. Here he has demonstrated using a familiar analogy. What is that? Putting a lock on your door is a form of resisting an attack. That is, if I want a security for my house, when I am going out, I will put a lock so that no one can enter it. Only authorized person having the key to enter will only enter the room. Unauthorized persons, those who have no key, cannot enter my house. So these are the techniques, or some better techniques or ideas or tactics should be introduced for providing the security. Next, see, attack. Goal of security tactic. Attack. Tactics to control security. See, some unauthorized person is trying to open my account or coming inside my house. So what should I do? Resisting them. So I should protest them. That is, I should not give permission to come inside. So I should ask them for some authentications. If I want to enter into Gmail, I should give my user ID and password. If unauthorized person is entering and he can only give user ID, my user ID only, he cannot detect my password like that, so he cannot enter into my account. So I'm asking him the authorization details to authenticate that he is correct or no, right person or not. Detecting attacks, that means if any person comes in, detecting whether he has come, whether something happened, he attacked or modified my data, or intrusion detection. Intrusion detection means intruders are nothing but the hackers, and the hackers on world wide web are known as intruder. Intrusion is a technique, and intrusion detection means we are seeing whether any unauthorized or hackers are attacking our web or our system or our product inside, or internally anything is being affected. Okay, then recovering from an attack. If such thing happened, means some unauthorized person has changed the data, or some unauthorized person has entered my site, unauthorized person has opened my Gmail, then it should ask for some authenticated questions, or it should recover from that. It should not means after that the system should be recovering. Okay, and system detects, resists or recovers some attacks, means if you have any security problems, they should be detected. They if any attack happens, the system should be again regained to its rebooted or roll back to its original state. Okay. Next, testability tactics. The goal of tactics for testability is to allow for easier testing when incrementation of software development is completed. That is, I have developed the product and I have given it, and the person asks for some incrementation or some more features. Then I should be able to test it very in a efficient manner, within the budget, within the cost, and in within the all the constraints. The testing consumes such a high percentage of system development cost, means testing is the fact, or testing is the procedure for checking the software or checking the product for bugs or errors. And it is a highly critical, or highly, what to say, important task. Testing plays a major role because we have developed everything and we have already designed it, everything is over, we have taken the requirements, we have designed a system, then we have developed we have written the course code, everything is over and software is ready. Now we will perform the testing on that product. That is, we will check the product, applying different test cases, and giving it different outputs, so that we will get correct product or correct project the architect can do to reduce this cost will yield a significant benefit. If the architect can do correct architecture, system architecture, then this can help for in improving the testability phase and also overall system also. Now, goal of testability tactics. Completion of increment tactics to control testability, manage input output, internal monitoring and fault detection. As I have stated earlier, my product is developed and I want to increment some. I want to add some components, or I want to add some modules, or I want to add some features. So I have added it. After adding, I will apply different, I will give different inputs and see the outputs generated by it, and I'll also monitor it, how it is working after the increment have been made, and how it is performance is before the increment and after it, and every aspect, the testability, modifiability, everything will play an important role in this, in the fault detection. Next, usability tactics. Usability is concerned with how easy it is for the user to accomplish a desired task and the kind of support the system provides to the user. What he is trying to say in this point is, I am designing a product, I am making modifications, I am providing security, I am giving some incrementations, everything, testing, everything I am done. Now I am implementing it on the client system. How easy it is for him to perform his task, and how my system is providing greater support for him, and how it is able to serve him, all plays an important role in this. That is my system able to serve him in a correct process? Is he getting the desired result, or the system accomplishing his task? Everything comes into account in this. Two types of tactics support usability. In this usability, we have two tactics or two different decision. What is the first category? Runtime includes those that support the user during the system execution. The second category is based on the iterative nature of the user interface design and the supports the interface developer at design time. Here I will be concentrating on two aspects on usability tactics. That is, first one is runtime. Is the user or the client able to get the correct result, or is the system executing correct at runtime or not? And the other one is the interface I provided to him, is it flexible to him, is it correct, or is he getting the correct view of it or not? Everything comes into picture in this. That is he able to get the correct execution, correct user face? If he feeling good with the user interface I have provided him. Now, goal of runtime test usability tactics. User requests and tactics to control usability. Separate user interface, support user interface initiatives, support user initiatives. See, the user requests. Here, the user, if the user is not satisfied with the interface I provided him, he is not feeling good with the interface, then he will be asking me for some changes, and I should be able to modify it, and I should be able to change it and again give him, so that he can use it correctly. That if he asks for user initiatives like cancel, undo, rollback activities. So I should be able to provide it since his requirement is like that. If he asks for a separate user interface, if he wants an interface separate for him and another interface separate for him, that is what we can say is in database management system. Views, if you know the concept of views, means the manager view will be manager will be seeing only three or four parts of database or the table, and the higher authority, that is the senior manager, will be seeing some data, and the clerk will be seeing only a part of the table. Like that, full data is viewed by some persons, half data can only be viewed by some persons, and only a restricted data will be viewed by some persons. To provide security, everything will be, what to say, everything will be provided in the form of views. Okay, this for this you can consider the DBMS example of views. That is a concept of virtual table. The original table will be like that only. The original table contains all the rows and columns, but only some part will be viewed by some persons. View 1, view 2, view 3, so on. Individual views. Okay. Okay. This, by this I come to the end of class 3. Thank you very much.